Washington State University. Go Cougs!
It's kind of hard to believe, right, that this really simple stuff we're doing is actually what powers, actually, I'll show you. So one of the links that I skipped over, because we started a little late. So right here, Python powers many big, and I mean big, websites and backends. So I won't read you this list, but you can peruse it really quickly. So here's just a list of a few of the websites that use Python to power its backend, and in some cases front end. So it's kind of like if statements, variables, how does all of that come together to like run YouTube, right? It's kind of hard to see that big leap of faith, right? But you got to trust me in the fact that these are stepping stones to learning about like much more powerful frameworks and libraries and things that are used to run all these big websites. That's a great question. Yeah. It's kind of like the why, right? Why do we do this? Because these little stepping stones, can build these big programs. All right, so let's head back over to Anaconda Navigator. You can close your Qt console if you want. That's interactive Python. You write a line of code, you press enter, and it executes immediately. So your program's kind of composed of a bunch of little statements. So the next one we're going to do under running Python is scripting Python. And this is typically how people write larger programs. Like, for example, you saw Google. Some of Google is powered using Python. They're not using Python interactive, right? Because that'd be a human sitting there typing. They're writing code in files. And those files together form a program. So we're going to launch Spider. So go ahead and click Launch under Spider here. And while that's launching, I recommend maybe reading this description of it, focusing on this word IDE. So IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment. And to put it simply, the process of writing your code and running your code is both handled in this one program, which makes it integrated. So you could write code in like Notepad. You could even write code in Microsoft Word if you wanted to. It's just text. But you would need to open up a terminal or a command prompt to run it. Tell your operating system, go run this file. This is an integrated development environment because it integrates both the editing of your code, that's this big left panel, and the executing of your code, which is this right panel. And this should look really familiar. What does this look like? The Qt console, right? Yeah, what we're just executing in. So do you see how it's integrated? This isn't in its own window. It's embedded in this program's window. So that's what an IDE is. I kind of put in here a little joke. Probably only Jason will get it. But Spider IDE is not the best, but it works. There are a lot more fancy IDEs out there. This is just a rudimentary one that comes with Anaconda, but it works. IDE, Integrated Development Environment. Yeah, it's under the scripting bullet. I put the expansion of that acronym there. Of course. OK, so let me make this font a little bigger. So now we're going to type our code in this text file. And that's really all this is. It's just a text file. We're going to type our code out. But unlike Qt console, this isn't going to run until we press this run button, which is kind of weird. So I'm going to press run. And my output shows up over here. There's no output because I haven't added any code to this file. So let's go ahead and add some code to this file. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to describe what is this. Does your guys look like this too? Good. OK. I'm going to describe what is this code that's already here. So first things first, this gray line, line number 1, starts with a £, or a hashtag. And if I type a hashtag myself, everything after that hashtag is going to be gray. It's going to be gray because this is a single line comment. It's a comment. which means it's there for us, the programmers, to describe our code. It's not actual Python syntax. It's not something that's executed when this program's run. It's just a comment. And my quick example of a Python comment would be if you were to just come over to, say, Google Docs and add a comment to your Google Doc, right? This wouldn't change any of the structure or content of your document. It's kind of like metadata, right? You guys know like meta-analysis, right? It's like metadata, right? So we can add a comment to our program just like we can add a comment to like Microsoft Word files or something like that. So that's what a pound sign is. I use them all the time in programming and in teaching because I can just add a little statement to the code to help describe what it does. So this block here that's green, this is also a comment, okay? So if this is a single line comment, what do you think this green code is here? Yeah. Oh my gosh, perfect. That's exactly what I was gonna write. So triple quotes, they can be triple single quotes or triple double quotes. This is a multi-line comment. So a multi-line comment is surrounded by triple double quotes, as in this example, or triple single quotes, as in my example. And then anything between those triple single quotes or those triple double quotes is a comment. Like you can put random garbage in here, it won't matter. If you did that outside of here though, you would get some problems when you try to run this.
How do you get the 3 dots? The
3 dots?
and the 3 comments.
These?
Yeah, quotation, yeah.
Yeah, it's the single quote. So it's right by your return key. Or you can use double quotes. So shift and then that key. So comments, they're just there to document your code. They help you and they help other programmers who are going to look at your code in the future. All right, so I wanted to explain comments so that I could use a comment to give you guys a challenge. I'll call it challenge 1. So go ahead and retype our temperature code from memory. So hopefully you close Qt console. If you left it open, don't look at it. Try to retype our program where we had a variable called temperature and we assigned it, it's probably warmer outside now. We assigned it a value for the weather, 78 degrees now. And then we had an if statement, and if it was warm out, then we would print a message, it is warm out. And when you guys are done typing, just press this green play button and try and run your program. So over in the bottom right, down here, you'll see that same output that you had when you were running it in Qt console.